I'm Bryant Gumbel for HBO's Real Sports. Up next, a profile of a man in Iowa who was born into this world facing challenges so daunting that his birth parents abandoned him. It was the first of several challenges that Matt Stutzman would have to overcome en route to becoming one of the most unlikely competitors that his ancient sport has ever seen.
35 years ago, I was born without any arms. My parents adopted me this way. They didn't know what to do. But I knew in the bottom of my heart that I was going to be the best in the world at something. But we just didn't know what that was, you know. Turns out it was archery. Decisions. We all face decisions in our everyday life. Some impact us in a big way, and some may never come back to impact us again. In the summer of 2012, I'm drawing back my bow at the London Paralympic Games. I know I'm going to make my shot and reach my goal of being on top of the podium. As I went through my pre-shot routine, time slowed down. I was focused, I was confident, and I thought about all the decisions I had made to get to that exact moment. Now, I grew up on a farm in Iowa, and my parents decided that they weren't going to treat me any differently than my other brothers and sisters, which meant normal chores like feeding the chickens and milking the cows. Their motto was, if you're going to climb the apple tree, that's fine, but if you climb up it by yourself, you have to climb down it by yourself. Maybe it was sibling rivalry or just something that happened in my youth, but I've always had this burning desire to want to be the best of the world at something. Now, my parents were onto something when they decided to support my dreams no matter what. Like bull riding, for example. Bull riding had a much shorter but no less painful learning curve that teaching myself to strapping myself to a 2-ton bull was a bad idea. And I was very excited to hear that I had a bow manufacturer that wanted to sponsor me. I was so happy that I remember telling my buddy about it, and he said, Matt, the reason why he sponsors you is because you have no arms and you draw attention to their product, and it's not because you're good. That was the truth. I wasn't any good. And I did the only thing that I knew how to do. I decided to get to work. I practiced and practiced, shot arrow after arrow, honing my craft, getting better and better. And as the months progressed, I soon realized that archery was it. Archery was what I was meant to do.
How about those Hawkeyes, baby? Yeah! Yeah! I was being judged for what I didn't have versus what I could do. And it hurt. It was the first time in my life that I realized that no matter what I do, I'm going to be just looked at differently. But I made the decision to keep focusing on other things and keep trying and trying and trying. I've gone on to set multiple records at 50 meters, 20 yards. I also have the Guinness World Record for the longest accurate archery shot ever. Thanks. Thank you. People in this room right now, and they're all faced with decisions. Some are big, some are small. Some are going to impact you differently. Some are going to maybe never impact you again, but we all have to face those decisions. If you run into an obstacle, only you and you alone, based on your decisions, can control what you do and change the outcome. I think about all the times that I could have quit, but I think about all the decisions that I made throughout my life. In fact, I still make decisions every single day about what I need to do to make myself better. And I think about all the people that supported me. I think about all the things I went through. Trust me, everybody in this room has and deals with the same thing. You have to make a conscious choice to decide to make yourself better. Can't let the hurdles, can't let the hills you have to climb, you have to get over it. You have to figure out how to push past. You find something as motivation to push you until you finally get over that hill and you start to succeed. Success doesn't happen unless you make the conscious decision to make yourself better. If I can pick up a bow and arrow and compete against the best in the world, shooting against guys that have arms, in a sport that you wouldn't believe or think that an armless man can do, what's your excuse? Why aren't you making yourself better? I just have one thing to say. Everybody in this room needs to decide your way to success. Thank you so much, guys. You were awesome.
So with no guides, and certainly no videos, my parents set out to teach me how to use a spoon. This difficult and frustrating task was simple, but important if I was ever going to be able to feed myself. I thought about my parents and how they decided to support my dreams without any question, raised me to be self-reliant, never afraid to fail. What first looks like a miss, when looked from a different perspective, is a bullseye. I see things not for what they are, but what they could be. And I think you should too. Thank you.
That Matt Stutzman can inspire others, that he learned early on to believe that anything was possible, and then proved it. Maybe that explains why he says he wouldn't change a thing.
I never once felt like I wish I had arms.
Wait, you never wished you'd had arms?
Nope.
Not one part of you says it would be nice to have arms?
Not one.
People might find that a little hard to believe.
Even when I was 16 and mad at people, it wasn't, "Oh, I wish I just had arms to make this easier."
Although it would be easier.
It would have been easier, but that's not how I thought. That's not how I felt. So if I were to relive my life again, I would ask to be the same exact way, maybe taller.